Welcome to this week's episode of Kent's Garage. Unfortunately, we're not going to have the series filmed inside the garage because it's too nice a day. So I decided to bring some of the fleet out in the field, and I will work on them out here in the sunshine. That's right, I'll just back the truck down here with my toolbox, open the hood on these beauties, and then we're just going to start tinkering away. You know, after a while it'll get kind of warm, but I tell you, this is one beautiful day here in the Pacific Northwest. It's May 12th, and I can tell already that we're going to have a really good summer. These are the three cars that my grandkids love the most. You know, they know the names. We have Beast here, Happier, and Tuxedo. And when I bring Paxton out to the farm, he's always asking me, well, which car can we go in first? Can we go in the Beast? I remember the first time I told him I was going to take him in the Beast. He says, no, I don't want to go in that car. And I realized he was a little afraid. And of course, the first time I started up the engine, he said, no, too loud, Opa. And he just ran away. But now the Beast has become one of his favorites. And of course, every time we come out to visit the farm, he's always wanting to ride in Happier. He just loves Happier, and when he gets inside, he just giggles his head off. And I know why. It just puts a smile on your face to get into that 280 SL. And then over here I have the 180D. We named it Tux because you put a bow tie on it. It looks kind of like somebody wearing a tuxedo. But this is a little diesel. And when my grandson first rode in this, he said, wow, this is a very old car, Opa. He loves to honk the horn in Tuxedo because it's kind of got a cute horn. But he also loves to get in and play with all the gadgets. He knows old cars. And he also knows unique cars because he looks at these and he says, oh, those are fancy cars. Somehow he knows by looking at the lines on the car, even though he's only 3 years old, that these cars are unique, not something you see on the road every day. One of the unique things about this 180D, of course, is the fact that it only has 78,000 miles on it, and it's all original. I just love opening the door and looking at this original cloth interior. You know, how often do you see a cloth interior that nice in a car this old? Today my daughter-in-law, Kiana, drove Happier for the first time. She couldn't believe how good it drove. She says, wow, that's really a smooth, sweet riding car. She says, I want to drive this all the time. If you've been on a road test with me in Happier, you know how nice this car drives. It turned out to be a really nice driver. It's very tight, and the engine runs very smoothly and produces good power. Now, looking over here at my 300 SEL 6.3, the Beast, I keep getting people telling me I need to paint this car. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not going to paint it. I know some of you don't think this is patina. A couple of you have said, no, this is neglect, Kent. Well, everyone has their own opinion, but the Beast is not going to get painted. There's something really unique about this car, even with the rust spots on it. Granted, it's not a show car, and that's not my intent. We're going to leave this original just as I found it. The engines are vastly different in these three cars. If you're not real familiar with Mercedes-Benz's, but this 6.3 has a humongous 6.3 liter fuel-injected V8 engine that just barely fits in the engine compartment. And then over here on the 280 SL, this has a little straight inline 6-cylinder overhead cam engine that's also fuel injected. Then the 180D has this really cute little 1.8 liter 4-cylinder diesel. I mean, this is some little engine, but it's pretty efficient. Even back in 1959, this car could get 40 miles to the gallon. In the last hour, I've made a list of some of the things I need to do on the engines of these cars. And I think it's time to get back to the shop and get back to work. So I'm going to fire each one of these up for you. You'll get to hear the engine run as we pull it back up to the shop and put it back in storage. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait. Don't you just love these diesels? All right, there we go. Look at that, 4 on the tree.